from Perform Media. Perform Media, a fantastic group of folks. Leo, who you might all know, Leo Polanowski, Alex Mrazak, and the team, always supporting this event from decades, 10 years plus going. We love working with them. And today we have Mark Jones, an old friend, head of sales for Perform Media, going to be speaking with us shortly here on what they have cooking. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I see you're there. I think you're on mute. Pop yourself off of there. And Mark,
I am off mute. What's going on, everyone?
How are you, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Can't wait to see you in person.
Are you in Pinehurst?
I am in Pinehurst. I just got here. Sorry, there's like a bed in my background in my hotel room. Get cozy, everyone. Get cozy.
Well, it's great seeing you, man. I think the last time I saw you was in Park City in 2019, which sounds like a long time ago.
I know, crazy.
Yeah, well, we're psyched to have you. And again, as I said to the group here, we just love having you guys, your support. Your team's always great. And, you know,
we love being here.
Yeah, well, thanks for stepping up and doing this. So you've got a short 10 minutes on reaching buyers without cookies. Cookies, that's the name of the game right now. It's
it is. And I apologize in advance for all the cookie references. I promise you I will try to make this as fun as possible. So I'm Mark Jones, head of sales at Perform Media. So today I'm going to be talking about specifically contextual targeting and how it's a great way to reach buyers without cookies.
Share your screen for us just so I can make sure we got your prezzo and all that good stuff up. You look great. You sound great.
Great. Let me try this one more time, John, because I thought I had it all shared up.
You might. Hang on. You might actually.
I'm all good. Give me a second.
There we go. Yeah, get it in presentation mode and you're good to go.
We are in business. Beautiful. So I already talked about my topic. So let me just talk a little bit about some background here. So over the last year, I picked up so many habits, and a lot of them, fortunately, were very good habits. So I started running. I'm doing a lot of yoga every single day. I'm an older guy, but I go to the skate park. I'm still skateboarding, but not all habits that I picked up were good habits. There were many unfortunate bad habits. One that I thought was a great idea was to eat dessert with every single meal that I possibly would eat throughout the day. And cookies, no surprise, were my dessert of choice. I know I'm not the only one there. And here's what I learned. So change can and most often will be or will lead to new habits and behaviors, and it's up to us to pick the right ones. And similarly, we have experienced so much change in our industry. We've talked at length about it today, but it started with user privacy changes like CCPA and GDPR. And then Google made a major announcement that they will be deprecating third-party cookies. And then soon after, Apple made their announcement. So to my dismay, cookies are going away. And jokes aside, there's actually a lot of impact. I'm not going to recap everything people have discussed today, but it's impacting a lot of our day-to-day. Things like user identification, conversion tracking is definitely a problem. It's a problem for us today. Critical tactics like retargeting, which you've heard a lot about, specifically search retargeting, which are super effective in the performance world. Supply scale, and if you're using fundamentals like frequency targeting, your brand could be at risk because you could serve your ads too many times, and that could be very annoying. And there's been a lot of buzz in the trades about contextual targeting, and it makes sense. Just some of the benefits: it's relevant, the ads match the page, it's privacy compliant, we're not collecting a ton of user data, and it's scalable. We have over 600,000 publishers in our marketplace, just as one example. But there's always a but. Advertisers are still dependent on their cookies. And there's a very small portion of them that actually think there will be a viable solution moving forward. I know we've been talking about testing a lot, and that's critical. And I think part of it is really perception. I think some of the stuff that's going on right now is about, it's not the new shiny thing. Contextual is definitely something that's been around for a long time. Originally, when it launched, it was pretty simplistic or rudimentary. We only used the content on the page, like article, domain, URL, etc. And many marketers were just using it as guardrails for their audience buys to make sure their brand showed up in relevant content. But I still believe that contextual advertising is one of the most effective ways to reach buyers without cookies. And here's why. So number one, contextual advertising has gotten a lot more sophisticated. This is just a side-by-side comparison of the signals that we use to measure intent compared to what we used to use in the past. So a lot of signals. Let me just quickly go deeper on this one and give you some examples. So we use publisher side signals, very intricate ones. We look at things like article breadcrumbs. This is an actual screenshot of our engineering tools of our algorithm at work. It's actually reading the article, highlighting all of the keywords within it. It rank orders those based on frequency and on relevance. It scores them. We also look at sentiment of the article or tone. Is it negative? Is it positive? To determine brand safety, you'll see it flags things that are not. And we have human review as well. We also look at advertiser side signals. We look at things like ad copy, the category that you're in, subcategory. We look at advertiser content, metadata, etc. And our algorithm engine is designed to make sure that the right topic or keyword is aligned to the actual ad copy and landing page. It sounds a lot like kind of a search relevance engine, doesn't it? My second point, contextual has become a lot more granular. We talk about micro-targeting, but contextual is way more granular than it used to be. So when it first started, there was probably a couple thousand topics you could target, maybe 100,000 at most. We've spent the last several years categorizing over 7 million topics. So it gets super granular. Just as one example, we allow our autos manufacturer working with a bunch of OEMs, target make, model, trim, and even year. And my last point, contextual advertising is very, very customizable. So I heard Jeff talking about his search ad formats, or there's search ad formats, native ad formats that use contextual targeting along with display. And most of the platforms are responsive, so you can use kind of a combination of all your creative to optimize against it and auto optimize towards your goal. We also, I already mentioned this, but we have a massive library of topics to target, very granular. We have over 7 million topics you can target. And there's other contextual engines out there that offer something similar. And then one of the more important benefits of contextual is just your ability to expand reach. There's massive reach in contextual, but more specifically, we show you all the URLs you could possibly serve on. This is an actual example within our platform where you can look at all the URLs. You can do some unique stuff with this. So you can actually segment based on intent. So think shopping intent versus browsing. You can do things like look at brand safety elements. So you can look, this is an example of coronavirus where the tone is positive about reopening or about hitting certain vaccine targets versus negative, where you either allow it or block it, which is highly customizable. So let me close it up really quickly. So I just wanted to give an example to reinforce the topic here. So we work with a lot of OEMs. On the auto side, we run a lead gen program for a couple of our OEMs to drive sales at the dealer level. Our goal was 5,000 leads per month, and we have a 7% buy rate. Just means that 7% of those leads would actually turn into car sales. We use search and native ad formats. We used make, model level targeting, super granular, and year for new automobiles. And we did some pretty creative optimizations around targeting pages where users were trading in their cars. We knew there was higher intent for them actually to purchase a car, and the results were excellent. So we hit the 5,000 cap on a monthly basis, and on a goal of 7% buy rate, we achieved over 10%, which was significant. So contextual does reach to attract and reach buyers without cookies. That's all I have today. Appreciate the time. Hope to see everyone in person later on today. My contact info is here. It's mark@performmedia.com.
Yes. Great job, my man. And if you would cut and paste that into the chat box here so that everyone knows who you are and how they can reach you. I don't know if
yes, sir. Will do.
Yeah, and hey, thanks, man. I look forward to seeing you here in a little bit. Thanks again to you and to Alex and Leo and the team, we really appreciate, you guys just being here and getting behind this whole idea of getting people back in person,
Love being back.
in a safe, but safe and responsible way. And we love being here. So see you later, man. And thanks
Cool,
again.
dude. Talk soon.